dealing with Eldritchian horrors here, man. We don't know what's inside of anything. It's just best to be prepared. Oh, and actually, somebody did ask, so would you guys ever consider... So I guess at E3 2017, I believe this is an indie game, but you guys can correct it for me. Apparently, there's a Call of Cthulhu game coming out for next-gen consoles. And since we have mentioned Eldritchian horrors before, would we actually play Call of Cthulhu?
Why not?
I'm not against it. I don't know how it's going to work, because I think it's supposed to be an RPG based on the actual Call of Cthulhu rulebook. So, I don't know how that works, but sure. As long as we can make it work within everything else. We have a long list, people.
We do.
And it gets longer quite a bit.
Yeah.
It gets long. I want to say it gets longer monthly, but no,
so many...
it's like every other month.
Yeah, because there's so many awesome games to play.
There are indeed. Okay, so what's the difference between the green ones and the red ones?
The red ones are just automatic shoot you out. The green ones you can hold.
Oh, okay. See, I'm just saying, inside that mouth is a vortex. In that vortex could be more tentacles. It's entirely possible.
Did I get the map? I did get the map.
Yes, you did. You got the Cackle Tower map. We just barely saw it.
Okay.
So I think that kind of covers the questions, at least for now, because a lot of the other questions that we get are just like, you know, how come you're such a douche and all that. And
I'll tell you why I'm such a douche. It's because I'm a douche, okay?
Somebody actually suggested you and me should have a hipster off.
A hipster off.
We can't do that because I don't have any button-up shirts. And I don't have a hipster hat, so, you know.
I don't have a hipster hat either.
Yeah, but the internet believes you do, so apparently you do. I'm just telling you. Wow. They were just playing bouncy bouncy. Okay. So I guess now would be an appropriate time to get into Drak's Anime Update!
Ta-da!
There is none.
Oh.
I'm kidding. Okay, so there was supposed to be a Shantae update, but again, I'm sorry, guys. I completely forgot. And so I haven't played any Shantae, but I will get to that tonight. I'll start playing Shantae. So that actually might be something fun to do, like for a Q&A. You're playing this right now, having me play and just see like the differences. That might be fun. I'm just saying. The anime update that I have is I finally finished Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket. I had 2 episodes left. I finished it. And you know what? Its ending was pretty damn good.
That's good.
So, for those who are unfamiliar with how I do things, like now that I finished the series, I do tend to rank them. This looks like something from my uncle's workshop, but it doesn't appear to have power. So you need to give it some 1.21 gigawatts.
I do need to give it the 1.21 gigawatts.
1.21 gigawatts!
What the hell is a gigawatt?
Exactly. So yeah, I finished it. I actually do really like how it ended because, as people will remember in previous episodes when I've talked about 0080, I wasn't really attaching to the characters all that much. I thought they were, especially in the case of the little boy, Al, kind of annoying. But the ending actually endeared me to all the characters.
That's good.
Well, not in a good way.
Oh.
it has a sad ending.
Well.
So... basically, to sum things up is, so you'll remember the last time we talked about it, their mission completely failed.
Right.
And they came across the Gundam Alex. It's literally called the Alex, everybody. I'm not making that up. Go look it up. Yeah, the mission goes completely sideways, and only Bernie is left. So the rookie pilot is left along with Al, because Al's still wanting to help. And so episode 5 is basically... First of all, we learn the consequences of the mission failing, which is not good. So they sent the advanced team to take care of the Gundam, right?
Right.
But they also had a contingency should the Gundam killing team fail, and that was that a fleet from Granada, I think is how they say it, was actually going to head there with nuclear missiles to just destroy the colony.
Damn.
So if they couldn't destroy the Gundam, then they said, screw it, we're just taking out the entire colony. And so now Bernie has a bit of a conflict because he found out about that. And he's officially decided, well, they're nuking this colony and they're going to destroy it. I'm leaving. And Al obviously calls him a coward and, you know, the usual stuff that happens there in this kind of a story. So we get to have a moment where Bernie tries to leave and eventually has his moment of courage come back and say, oh no, I'm going to go and help everybody now. And so the fifth episode is roughly like Al trying to figure out, like, if Bernie does not change his mind, then how am I going to stop the Gundam so that because he knows about the nuclear strike too.
Right.
And he's not happy about it because he doesn't want to see his friends get destroyed and all that. And what I thought was actually kind of a dick move is Bernie doesn't even offer to take him off the colony.
Okay.
He just says, nope, screw you. I'm leaving now. You're not officially Zeon. And so that's pretty much episode 5 is Bernie's coming to courage moment. And then episode 6 is Al and Bernie working together to figure out a plan to bring the Gundam out so that then he can repair the old Zaku that Bernie landed in, so that after the Gundam comes out, he can confront it. So he can take it out personally.
Right.
Before the nuclear strike happens. So you have this nice little comfy montage of them, like, gathering up parts and getting the Zaku back working, and them finding their love for each other and all that. And it's so sweet and awesome. And then we have a moment where, I think I've covered this before, Al's parents are separated.
Mm-hmm.
And at the very end, they apparently work out their differences, and Al's dad comes to live with them. But on his way there, he actually found out, or he was in the middle of a firefight in space, where the Federation forces captured a Zeon shuttle carrying nuclear missiles. So the threat has been taken care of, and Al knows that, but the mission's underway. Like, Bernie has prepared everything so that he can bring the Gundam out. He's actually gotten into a Zaku and gone out into, like, the middle of Times Square or wherever to get the Gundam to come out. And so then it becomes a... Oh, and we got Risky's hat.
Risky's hat. It's awesome because it's like a parachute.
Yay!
Press the ZR button while in the air to slowly float down.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yep.
So yeah, the plan is underway, so now it's Al's mission to try and get Bernie to stop the mission, because he doesn't need to do it anymore. He doesn't need to risk killing himself. But we also know another interesting fact, which is Al's neighbor, Chris, who's like his best friend, who is a girl,
Yeah.
is the Alex pilot. So, like, the viewer knows, like, Bernie and Chris, who were actually having kind of a budding relationship, are going to go and fight each other. This is basically an Atherin Hera situation, where the viewer knows, but not necessarily everybody else does. Make sense?
Yeah.
So they have this fight. It's actually pretty damn epic, which does result in Chris being injured and Bernie getting killed.
Oh.
And the sad part is again, nobody knew who the pilots were. Al gets there just in time for the final blow to be struck.
Oh, never mind. That didn't turn out to be so bad. Right, go on.
He gets there just in time for the final strike to happen, and he sees them pulling Chris out of the Alex.
Mm-hmm.
So now he knows, like, Chris is the one who killed Bernie. And he actually goes kind of goes into shock for, I think they said, a few days. So not only was he because it was a big blast, so he got blown out into a tree. So he had physical damage to him. But then he finds out, Chris is the mobile suit pilot, and when the explosion that blew him into a tree, it was the entire upper section of the Zaku blowing out.
Right.
So no way Bernie survived. And so he kind of goes into a little bit of a depression. because now Al actually learns the harshness of war. You know, the thing he used to romanticize about early on in the OVA, you know, he loved war. He loved everything about it. He wanted to be a soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's seen the harshness of it.
Right. Pretty poetic.
So the series ends with, first of all, Alfred, or his name is Alfred. Alfred's parents getting back together. Chris getting transferred because the Alex took a bit of damage.
Right.
So I'm guessing they sent it back to Earth to repair it. And he goes to his school, which actually got destroyed in one of the earlier Mobile Suit fights. Like, a big section of it is gone. And he's out there for the new school year. Okay. And the principal's just giving, you know, that usual speech that a principal gives. Like, you know, we have lost our school building, but we will endure, you know, we shall overcome kind of thing.
Right.
And the final shot that we get is Alfred thinking about Bernie and Chris and all the things that he's gone through and actually crying in line. And we're talking like tears streaming down his face, like his friend who is played by Rika from Digimon, she goes and gets a teacher because, you know, it's not like Al can tell people what happened. And that's how the series ends. And that's actually that's a heartfelt kind of ending. I'm kind of glad they went that direction. Because remember, Al, you know, at the beginning, I thought Al was obnoxious because he loved war and he only loved it because he was a, you know, 10-year-old kid and all that. But now he like gets the harshness of it. The only thing that makes me sad on the matter is that Chris never finds out about Bernie. Because again, the upper section was blown up. There's no way you could have told, like, everything was incinerated.
Right.
So, as far as Chris knew, Bernie just kind of walked off.
This is the entrance.
Except Al got basically a last will and testament from Bernie, where he actually taped a confession. He was, in order to stop the nuclear attack, if he couldn't stop the Gundam, he had taped a confession. And he actually told Al in a will, take this to the police, you make sure that they see it however you can. And he kept the will. And I actually kind of wish that Al would have given that will over to Chris. So that she would have known, because maybe then she wouldn't... Because she kind of left a little optimistic on the matter. And it would have been interesting for her to find out that, yeah, the Zaku pilot that she took out was Bernie. But overall, War in the Pocket was freaking awesome. I'm really glad I watched it. It's a really great 80s OVA, especially considering it's in the Universal Century era. But where does it stack up against the others that I've watched? This is the other part that I do for people who are not familiar with this. I have watched the original Mobile Suit Gundam, Zeta Gundam, Double Zeta Gundam, and Char's Counterattack up to this point. And I have ranked them because people have asked me to do so. So how does this rank up? Well, War in the Pocket is now my number one. It was awesome. And I would say that is followed by Zeta. Zeta was an awesome journey for me to go through, followed by Char's Counterattack, which I don't especially like the story for Char's Counterattack, but I like the animation. Just because it's 80s animation, I'm more familiar with it. Followed by Double Zeta, and followed by the original Gundam. I do not like the original Gundam. Amuro is emo as fuck in there.
Right.
So yeah, 0080 has now officially been cataloged. Can we get a cheer? Yay! Drak got around to something! Yay! And so the next thing, I actually told a bit of a fib. I said that the next one after this was going to be 0083, which I was really looking forward to. Because that's the other OVA that I was never able to finish from Adult Swim. I actually fibbed because there is a movie called F91, or Gundam Formula 91. That's actually what the trailer called it. That did come out before 0083 that I was interested in. So I will watch F91 next, and then we'll get into 0083. And the only reason I'm really wanting to watch F91 is because this is the first time, aside from SD Gundam that they went into other timelines, kind of thing. They didn't stick to Universal Century. They tried to tell another story. At least that's the way the trailer looks. So I don't know that for certain. So there you go. That's my anime update on 0080. I guess my question is, have I convinced Alex to actually try it out?
No. Sorry.
Why not?
I'm not interested.
Why not?
I'm not. It's an older... I'd rather do something either a little newer or a little more recent.
I actually think you would still like it, though. I think the last episodes would endear it to you.
Yeah, but it's not... It's like 50 episodes. Just a few handful of few good episodes.
No, 0083 is 6.
Oh, it's just an OVA.
Or 0080 is 6. Yeah, it's an OVA.
Alright, then I can do that, I guess, because it's...
So there you go. So if you want to borrow it, you're more than welcome to.
Alright.
But, yeah, my next one is going to be F91. In the meantime, though, I actually do have a little bit more of an update, and that is that I've been watching the Hellsing series. So I watched the original anime series, but now I've been watching Hellsing Ultimate, which are basically OVAs, all tied together, which actually, to me, tells a bit better of a story than the original Hellsing did. And it's only because, well, it involves vampire Nazis.
Vampire Nazis.
Yes.
Wow.
Who love war. And one of the actual reasons that I picked it up, actually, is because I'm a fan of Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and I did not know that the same crew from Team 4-Star has done Hellsing Ultimate Abridged.
Oh, nice.
So, I've been watching it especially because I want to watch the Ultimate Abridged episodes. Yes, I don't just like Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, everybody. I like Dragon Ball Z Abridged, too. It is hilarious to me. Especially the most recent arc, where they've been doing the Cell arc, and they basically made Cell a pervert. Because, like, everything about him is just kind of sexual innuendo. So the fact that he has, like, the cells of Goku and Piccolo in him, so they basically took that idea and said, well, instead of him saying that he has their cells, he'll just say to everybody that they're inside him. It's like, oh, you don't need to flatter me, Piccolo. You're already inside me. Stop it! So yeah, I'm also a big fan of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Not a recent one, though. I got into it like about a year ago, so... hi, Spider Boss. I knew this guy was coming back.
Empress Spider.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Chit-chat Queen Royale.
Chit-chat Queen Royale. And she hasn't chit-chatted. We've done more chit-chatting than her. Just saying. Uh-oh. Something tells me you don't want those eggs to hatch.
Probably not. Ow.
Oh, give me Christmas.
What?
Oh, I'm enjoying the models.
Oh, okay.
So,
I was like, what, are we really over time here?
No.
Okay, good.
No, we're doing okay.
Ow.
Yeah, I wish I had more of an anime update than that, but and people have actually been asking, have you gotten around to Gurren Lagann yet? Not yet, and the reason I haven't is because basically I'm going to use Gurren Lagann as a means to get to stuff that is still coming out via Right Stuff.
Right.
And right now I have everything up to date, I think, because all the other stuff that comes later, a lot of the 90s Gundam series, are available already via Right Stuff. And I am looking forward to that stuff. I just haven't gotten it yet. Because these Blu-rays cost a lot of money.
Yeah, they do. Ow, fuck it, bitch. Come here.
Well, at least I'm not paying like $40 for 3 episodes, you know? That's all I'm saying, guys. I'm paying $40 for 20, you know, or 30 episodes in some cases.
Yeah, glad to know Sunrise doesn't follow the Aniplex of America model.
Yeah, well, they did at one point, but
yeah, well, that
they've learned their lesson.
Well, that was under Bandai too, so... Well, though Bandai owns Sunrise, so there you go.
That's why Bandai gets the rights to the Gundam games. Can you stop spinning in the middle of the air now?
Tinker bats. Hey!
I love the fact that Alex is just not voicing her anymore at all.
No, I still am. It's just because she actually has audio there.
Yes, she does.
I did it. That's one less source of evil for the Pirate Master. I'd better go tell Risky. I really should have bought a pirate flare.
Bought a what?
Pirate flare. Because it takes
Oh, because that takes you back to the ship?
you... Yeah.
Okay.
But oh well. We just...
It's okay. It's no problem. Just remember to hold on tight. All right, so we're going back to town?
Yep.
Really? Okay, cool. Because we are getting close. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll get back to town and we'll wrap things up there. Unless you think we could actually ink out another level.
No.
I really shouldn't have said ink out.
Because the next level is going to be... Well, not quite. We're still a little ways, but we do have a stealth level coming up.
Yeah, we're probably going to need time for that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We love you guys, but, we need to actually plan this out where we have time.
But in the meantime, now that I got the hat, I can probably go grab something here.
And just really quick to clarify to people, why am I doing the anime updates on Friday videos now? It's because we're doing Xenogears, and Xenogears is actually very text-heavy.
Yeah, it's really hard to
So,
get stuff in there.
Yes. So, I mean, I'll still do updates on those if I can. Like when we're going through a dungeon or something like that, but yeah. No, just, there's going to be a lot of moments in Xenogears where we're going to be very text-heavy.
That is a very story-heavy game.
You're starting to realize this now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Have we actually passed the point where you were done?
Oh yeah, we're well past, because I got, I think, as far as the desert town, when you first go there.
You got to Dazel. All right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we are way past that point now.
But I'm enjoying it. I really am. I'm really enjoying Xenogears.
Well, and I even told you this when you wanted to play it originally, is like, you have to get used to the fact that it's a slow rising story.
Yeah.
And it does take a while for story, at least in my opinion, to hit peak, so to speak, like to actually be getting somewhere. And it's worth it to wait, but for some people that might not necessarily be the case.
Oh, that's not it.
That's not where we're going.
I know I'm trying to go to the entrance, but I'm also trying to find, I think it's a Tinker Bat, or a Cackle Bat, rather.
Okay.
And, oh well, we'll get it later.
Yeah, we'll have plenty of time on this one, Alex, so don't worry too much about it. You're back!
Not without incident, but I found another island map. And your hat. I thought you'd be excited.
I've been thinking about my men, and the curse that controls them. We all sail together under the Pirate Master's command. The Pirate Master is clever. He'd expect me to go after my pistol and hat. That's why he brought them here, to infuse them with his evil. He's been using the weapons to lure me in. He plans to trigger the curse and put me back under his control. I can't believe I almost fell for such an obvious ruse.
Is that why you won't come with me? Because you're under the same curse as your men?
I'm not afraid of him.
I didn't say you were.
I despise him. I'd like to see him return just so I can crush him myself.
I didn't mean to get you all worked up. But hey, at least we're finally talking, right? It's good to get these things off your chest.
And your chest is big enough as is. Oh, did I say that
I'll
out
wait
loud?
for you on board. Okay, 10-line map.
10-line map.
Yeah, I love all the island names here.
Oh, this one's got an Egyptian theme.
Yeah, it's a desert Egyptian theme. But we're gonna go back to Scuttletown.
Yay!
How much time do we got?
You got probably about a good 5 minutes.
Okay,
5-10.
real quick, because there is a heart squid I can get.
Okay.
I didn't want to go in there.
But yet you did.
And yet I did. And then I
So can you
did.
necessarily blame that on the game?
It's hard, because I got this giant microphone in my face.
I know, right? It's definitely something we've had to adjust to over these last many, many years.
It's only like we've been doing this for 4 years.
It feels longer than that. It really does.
Yeah, it kind of does.
We are coming up on 5.
Yeah.